It's a lot of what you have to work with existing technology, and how do you push the envelope to make the next generation better. So one of the analogies that our vice president of mobile computing likes to use is squeezing a balloon. You can always squeeze a balloon one way, but what's going to happen? It's going to squish out the other side. And so there's a certain state of the art with different technologies out there. You can make things thinner and lighter, squeeze the balloon, but then are they going to be more fragile? Are they not going to perform as well? So it's a balancing act of incorporating new materials. I mentioned earlier things like aerospace materials, incorporating into the system. But it's also pulling in new technologies. One of the neat things we are experimenting with is, why not take a system and perhaps eliminate the keyboard entirely? Why not have a system that has dual touchscreen displays? In that, obviously your average user may not see a need for this, but what about the graphics artists out there? What about the people that need to manipulate something in 3D and to use gesture-based computing to literally rotate around it? You can then perhaps have a projected keyboard on either side, and since you've got multi-gigabytes of processing power and memory, you don't have to worry about it anymore. So the idea behind all of us, and we'd like to think we're leading the industry, is certainly making better what we have today. Stronger, lighter, better battery life. But then also pushing the envelope with technologies that nobody's ever thought of before. Who would have ever thought that before the ThinkPad W700, a color calibrator and an integrated digitizer? Well, Lenovo put that in the system, and will only continue to push the envelope even further by putting more technologies that may not seem to work together today, but tomorrow will seem like, well, why didn't you think of that earlier? If you look at how transistor design has been over the years, it used to be when you had a couple of million transistors, a little bit of heat, who cared? When you're packing literally billions of transistors on a chip, and of course Moore's law will continue to hold for many years to come, the heat issue is only going to get worse. And also people are tired of getting less battery life, less power, higher electricity bills with succeeding generation of products. So the answer is we need to do more, we need to do it more efficiently. Now, the way we at Lenovo can do it, certainly we want to do things like be a member of all the different organizations out there, Climate Savers, Green Guard, Energy Star, and certainly provide products that meet those standards. But also to do it in more tangible ways, to go beyond just a standard and to do tangible things that can be in a product. For example, one of the new features that we've improved is Lenovo ThinkPad Power Manager. ThinkPad Power Manager is designed to take those technologies that are available from Microsoft, Intel, and then also take the goodness that we build into every Lenovo notebook. Since we designed this, we can affect the hardware in ways that nobody else can. And we can do things like, for example, if you're not using the integrated CD drive, sorry, wrong side here, turn it off. Why keep it powered up if there's no DVD or CD in there? Or if you walk away from your PC for a few minutes, why should this display be running at full power? Why not shut it off? Why not automatically put it in a low power state? Certainly if you're booting it up, if you're shutting it down, why waste battery life there? There are other things we can do too. Again, it's a lot of common sense once you look at it, but turning off the audio circuitry if you press mute on your system. So the idea of doing more with less is always going to be there. We want to save electricity because we do believe in the environment. We do want to be a more greener computing company. But we also want to focus on end user productivity. The way we do that is to allow you to work with your PC longer by providing innovations like ThinkPad Power Manager that will allow you to do just that. We actually have a full staff around the world of industrial designers. Now, if you look at ThinkPad over the years, one of the things that we have emphasized is its built for business black look. And over the years what we've said is this is our way of saying, okay, this is a business machine. Now, we'll get to consumer in just a second. And we've actually, if you look at the recent announcements from our major competitors, and you look at those, what have they gone to? Basic, clear, simple lines. Black in many cases too. So again, the black dress never goes out of style. This will continue to be a built-for-business system. Now, that's not to say, though, that there isn't another segment of the market that wants something different. They want colors that are not black. They may want designs that are a little bit more rounded. This is why we at Lenovo have a very broad product range, and this is also why we do not sell the same thing around the world in every country. Different people want different machines, they want different design attributes, and we need to make sure that as the trends continue, as we get the feedback from our customers, as we look at other industry leaders in terms of design and what are they doing, how can we push the envelope in our own way, but at the same time do it with machines that are not just pretty, but pretty with function. One of the things we believe in Lenovo is that as much as we can, we need to provide people that are working around the clock on new and innovative things. So one of the things that we do is a follow the sun mentality. We don't centralize our headquarters in just one place. We've got main headquarters in Raleigh, North Carolina. We've got major facilities in Beijing. We've certainly got our Yamato design team. We've got people working in India. The new model is world sourcing, to provide the right products in a local location and not being designed by some far-off company around the world that has no idea what's going on in a local market. So by building, manufacturing, and designing locally, we're able to provide products that meet people's needs. There's different horizons to answer this question. Near term, you're not going to see that much change. Now, I know that's kind of a boring answer, but people are only going to want better battery life, more wireless performance, etc. Where it gets more interesting is in the medium and even the long term. Certainly the long term, this device, as you know it today, will probably disappear. You know, maybe we get to cybernetic implants, but that's probably not what's interesting to most people out there. They're going to want to know, if I'm going to buy a PC 2, 3, 4 years from now, what is it going to have that it doesn't have today? That's where I want to focus a lot of my answer. You know, one of our competitors has done a good job, and we think we've done even better, about making the PC as personal as possible. And so, you know, there have certainly been designs out there with people wanting to put pictures. You know, maybe I don't want this to be a black screen, or maybe I don't want this to be a white screen. Well, why not, with the new nanotechnology coatings out there, design a system so that it actually can dynamically change your background depending on your mood. You could even have a mood ring, or you could have pictures from your vacation. This could even be, conceivably, a video screen. And so you could have full motion video not only on your internal screen, but on what you're working externally, so others can see. There's also more of an emphasis on health. So one of the things we've started to do on our consumer desktops is actually have a keyboard impregnated with a silver nanoparticle coating. What this does is it attacks one of the nastiest things of all time, a typical computer keyboard. If you do a micro swab on these, they're generally very germy. Well, the antimicrobial coating actually kills the bacteria and makes this a more safe and a more hygienic environment on certain machines. This machine, for the record, doesn't have it yet. We're working on it for future systems. So as we start to look at it, you know, certainly more processing power, but longer term, again, the computer as you know it goes away. The keyboard as you know it goes away. Will speech recognition finally get there? Yes, but I still think it's about another 10 years off. So, you know, the ideal of Captain Kirk, if you're a Star Trek fan talking to your PC, well, don't hold your breath.